Welcome to Aphra's Artifacts, where we do some archaeology of our own and dig into the queer side of Star Wars. I'm your host, Alyssa Wong, and it's so great to have you here. Well, today we're doing a review of Dr. Aphra number 21, Crimson Reign, Desperate Measures. This issue was wonderful. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge the fact that there is a thunderstorm happening outside my window. So that is what you're hearing. And moving on. So it was a great issue. It was a great setup issue for what, oh my God, the ending, and I'll get there, is, oh wow. It's going to be a fun ride. I cannot wait to see where Alyssa Wong goes with this. They are an incredible author, and I'm so happy that they are on the Dr. Aphra project because Alyssa Wong does amazing work. So, we left off last time with Aphra being seemingly consumed by the Spark Eternal, this ancient Ascendant artifact. The Ascendant were a group of people who wanted to emulate the power of the Sith. And so they made all these technological artifacts, and these technological artifacts are now being found by Aphra, by Kofan Ferris, incredibly wonderful character, non-binary disaster, and then Domina Tag is on the hunt as well. Lady Domina Tag, the terrifying and super powerful woman that is currently the boss of Aphra. So anyway, we thought that Aphra had been killed, maybe, which broke my heart, consumed by this eternal spark eternal, sorry. But man, huge sigh of relief that Aphra is still deep down in there inside the Spark Eternal. In fact, we begin the issue with her confused voice in thought bubbles as she realizes she has no control over her body or vocal cords. Unfortunately, the Spark Eternal can hear her too and shoves the poor archaeologist even deeper inside. Now, this whole situation has Sana Staros pissed. She is fighting mad. She's so upset that Aphra basically was greedy enough, dumb enough to reach for the Spark Eternal, and then all this is happening, and this evil has been released or unleashed on the world, on the galaxy, and it's all because of Aphra's greed and overeagerness. And so Sana's like, it's so funny because the Spark Eternal says, if you care about her half as much as she cares about you, you won't hurt me. And Sana's just like, you don't know what you're talking about. I've wanted to do this for years. And she pulls out her blaster and shoots at the Spark Eternal. And unfortunately, the Spark Eternal heals itself. So, fairly invincible, really strong, really powerful and scary. And Sana is while Sana is fighting the Spark Eternal, Kofan Ferris is like, oh my god, they are still attached by magnetic, their magnetic gloves attached to a rock or the side of the wall. And so they can't move. They can't do anything. And Kofan Ferris is like trying really hard to get unattached. So the Spark Eternal is going after Ko, getting closer, and makes it very clear that the Spark Eternal does not grant immortal life and all these other wonderful things, as was rumored. But instead, the Spark Eternal is its own evil entity. Kind of an AI sort of thing. Reminds me a lot of Immortal Rur. Remember that arc from the first Dr. Aphra series, where there was an ancient non-Jedi that was living in this sort of AI sort of thing and was able to take over mechanicals and droids completely. And it caused a lot of havoc, but could not take over living things. Well, the Spark Eternal may not be able to animate or take over living things that aren't the one entity it is overtaking, but it's still scary. Like, Aphra's deep down in there, and this AI thing is evil and using her body, and it's just crazy. So Sana barely manages to get away with Ko thrown over her back, only to run into Bushin crew, pointing blasters at her and telling her it's time to report back to Lady Domina Tag. So Sana and Ko meet with the regal, terrifying, and powerful woman, who tells them their new mission is to find Aphra and the Spark Eternal and return both to her. So I'll get to how that part of the story ends at the very end. But first I want to do a little sidebar talking about Just Lucky and Ariel and their relationship with Crimson Dawn. So Just Lucky and Ariel are former lovers. And they grew up working for the Sixth Kin when Delphus is the leader of the Sixth Kin. And we saw a few issues back that the two of them were on the Vermilion, Crimson Dawn's flagship, to kill their mentor, Cray. Well, they didn't manage to kill their mentor. Instead, they managed to be invited to a dinner party that Kira was hosting, where Kira made it clear that they had options, and that if they joined Crimson Dawn, they would no longer have to worry about the Sixth Kin or the Empire. But the result of that, so many days after, is that Ariel is picking up what Kira's putting down. Ariel is down for it. He thinks that, you know what, I like, she's impressive, she's charismatic, she's inspiring is the word he uses. And so Just Lucky is like, I don't know about all that. Sounds like a con man to me. So Just Lucky ends up asking for a favor from Ariel, saying, how about you join me on this upcoming job I have? And if the payout is anything like I think it's going to be, you and I will have enough money to jet off, escape the Sixth Kin and Crimson Dawn, and maybe even the Empire. And then we hear on the next page, which is of course transposed over the next bit of the story, one of them saying, we know it's not that easy. So I don't know what's going to happen with the two of them. It would be great if they were able to get back together and fall back in love and everything was great. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited to find out what happens with that whole story. So here we are. The ending. Oh my God. This sets up an incredible arc to come. Like, I cannot even begin to say how excited I am about this. So Sana tells Domina Tag that she doesn't want to work with Bush and his crew. Instead, she needs to put together a crew of experts to find Aphra. And by experts, she means experts on Aphra. She says, the people who will never forget her because of the damage she did to their hearts. Ooh, I don't know if Sana is hoping that Aphra is dead at the end of this, or if she's just an angry, scorned lover that still really cares about her friend. But I love her methodology. So anyway, we get... Now, okay, let me back up for a second. we get an image that shows several of these people on a ship with Sana and co. And it doesn't include everybody that's mentioned. So I don't know if it's just those people were in the back of the ship when that image was taking place or what. But I really hope all of these people are involved in the upcoming issues because they're all good. So we've got Aphra's dad, Corin, who they found on turn 3. Velada. Remember, Velada was the little girl with the giant beastie that she rode around on. They found her on Tatooine. Dr. Eustacia Oka, one of Aphra's exes, who also worked with her on a recent mission, the Rings of Vale mission, which you can find my review of on thestarsreview.blogspot.com. And then Detta Yao, also with Dr. Eustacia Oka at the Shadow University. So we've got 4 people, all that have bad blood with Aphra, and then we get the kicker. Magna Tolvin. At a rebel rendezvous in an undisclosed location. I am like, oh, I'm dying, y'all. I'm in heaven right now. Like, all these characters coming back together. Characters I hadn't met before coming together. All had some sort of relationship with Aphra. This is going to be great. So be sure and comment down below what you thought about this issue. If you read it. If you did not, what you think about this issue. And if you have any questions about it. I loved it. I'm loving Alyssa Wong, what they're doing with all of Aphra. I think it's wonderful. Yeah. So remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter at Alia Morgaine, and peruse my blog at thestarsreview.blogspot.com. May the Force be with you.